Now let's assume this is the fabric you are working with. You will fold your material. We are going to be needing 3 yards of material for this tie. You fold your material into four. That is two for the front and two for your back. Now I'll be using 4 inches by 7 inches for the neck. That is 4 inches for the width and 7 inches for the length. Now I will roll it out this way. I'll connect it together. Then I will slant my tape rule like so to give me the V shape for the neck, to give us the actual V shape that we'll be needing for the neck. Now, after that, I will measure my back neck. That is just 1 inch. I will use 1 inch for the back neck. Then I'm going to just cuff it a little bit to give me this beautiful shape at the back. Now we are done with the neck. Now we'll be going to the shoulder. We're just using this as our for an example. So at your shoulder side, you're going to measure 1.5 inch for the shoulder slope. You can see how I'm marking out the slope. From that 1.5, you slope it your to your to your sleeve side, then from that shoulder side, from that slope side, you measure 11 inches. That 11 inches is for your sleeve, is for the wideness of the sleeve. The opening at the mouth of that sleeve side is 11 inches high. We'll be using, I don't know whether the marker is showing. That is why I will have to stop. Just let me be explaining with my mouth. Now, from your shoulder down to your nail length, just mark out any measurement that you have measured from your client or from your body, from your shoulder to your nail length, and mark it out like so. It depends on how long or deep you want it to be. Then at that your nail length, you're going to be dividing your hips by 4. Divide your hip by 4 plus 3 inches. You divide your hip by 4 plus 3 inches. Now mark it out. From that your measurement, from that your hip measurement, you are going to be slanting it up to your sleeve side. At that sleeve mouth, just measure just 1 inch. From that 1 inch, you slant it down to your hip measurement that you've measured already. Now, anything that your hip measurement with 3 inches gives to you is what you will measure down. You measure it down. You mark it out like so. You can see I'm doing it. Then you connect it together, and now this is the gown. This is the shape of our gown. It's going to give us a slant shape, like a V shape, like a V shape. So this is it. If your material is not giving you this, if your cloth is not bringing out this shape after marking on it, just know there is an error somewhere. This is how the shape will look like. Make sure it is slant, and then let's cut it out. Let me just use only the front for us, since I'm not going to be sewing this. Just let me cut this out. Now this is what we have. You can see the shape. You can see the shape. You can see the neck shape, and you can see the side shape. You can see what we get. Now let me use my clothes to show us our result. But before then, let me show us how we are going to achieve the drawstring at the front, that elastic side at the front, how we are going to make that ruffle at the center front. Now you're going to use your pressing iron to fold your clothes and mark out the center. Make sure you mark out the center of the fabric straight down. After turning the neck with your bias, you make sure you turn your neck with the bias. Make sure the neck is well turned and is neat. Now you're going to measure just half an inch at the center front. Just half an inch at that center front. Like so. Let me show you. Now see it. Just secure it down with your pin so as for the fabric not to be shaking or to give you headache when sewing. Mark your half an inch down and sew it down. Sew it down to give you a space where you're going to pass your rope. Now I'll be using bias for my own dress. You are going to measure from that side. So now this is my fabric. You can see how I secured that side down, how I sew it down. Just half an inch. Just half an inch. Then seal the rope. I use bias for as my rope. And I secure the bias down. I passed the bias through the down side and I secured it down very well. I make sure I reversed on it very well so as for it not to remove. And you can see the bias you'll be using, you're going to measure the remaining length from your neck side to the down part. The remaining length from your neck side to the down part, you're going to measure it and multiply it by 3. That is to say, if you have 30 inches there, you are going to multiply it by 3. That is, we have 90 inches as your rope. Sew your rope very neat and pass it through inside. You can use the elastic as well, but I prefer to use rope because if you like, you can wear it as your normal bubu. If you like, you can wear it as a ruffle bubu. You understand? And now this is what you have. Let me wear it on the mannequin and I will show you my outcome, how beautiful it is. See the front part. You can see the ruffle there. But let me wait for the mannequin. See, can you see? Can you see the ruffle? So it's so simple as ABC. Now we want us to sew our own bubu gown and send your pictures here on WhatsApp. Let's see what you get and let's correct ourselves. If you're not getting it right, I will let you know. Bye for now. Bye.